Yes, I know, this World Trigger review is up late. It's unlike me, I know it is, but today, I've been busy. Very, very busy. A lot of animes come out, and then also on top of that large-ass Boku no Hero Academia review that was 17 minutes long, oh my god. Pretty much, it killed a lot of time, so it took me a long time to get around to actually doing World Trigger today. So, this episode of World Trigger. Animation, for the most part, same as always. It's nothing really to complain about since technically we already know about how World Trigger is. So, diving into the plot of this episode. The overall aspect of this episode, it's pretty much continuing the fight where it left off in the last week's episode of World Trigger, and it leaves us on a nasty cliffhanger this week. Like, that cliffhanger is nasty. I'm not a big fan of that cliffhanger whatsoever. I'm not. So, Jin. Yeah, I like Jin. I fucking like Jin. Like I said last week, Jin is a crazy, awesome character. He's that type of character that I fucking love. And with this episode, yeah, I definitely like Jin now because he's a really smart tactician. That's what I noticed in this episode. Like, he fought ahead, he realized what his enemy was going to do, and his, Black Trigger Fujin and him being able to slightly see the future and all that, predict the future with his Fujin that can actually have different attacks, like attack in different directions and stuff. Just that overall, he's OP. He's fucking OP. And Jin is amazing. I love his character so much. And you know what I actually forgot to mention last week? I like how they're actually using this fight between Jin and all these other squads as exposition. That's exactly what they're using this fight for, if you have not realized yet. Like, the trainees, Osamu, Kuga and all them, they're pretty much getting training. We know it. They constantly go back over to them in the middle of the episodes for a couple scenes or so to let us know more about triggers, gunner triggers, stuff like that. And with this episode, once again, we got more exposition with the fight about gunner triggers. And so, mainly this fight is just us learning more about how triggers work. Like, how black triggers work, how regular triggers work, how gunner triggers work, sniper triggers, so forth, so on. You get the point. So, at the end of things, like the grand scheme of this fight, it's pretty much exposition about these triggers, just learning how future fights are really going to be handled. And it seems like, from my perspective of what I can see from these triggers, it's more of a rock, paper, scissors type ordeal, honestly. It feels like that to me about these triggers. Like, I mean, certain triggers are good against each other, and so it feels like it's really rock, paper, scissors based. I don't know if I'm the only one that's ever felt like that while watching or reading World Trigger, but that's exactly what it feels like when I saw last week's episode along with this episode, so I just wanted to mention that real quick. So, the gunner triggers. With this episode, we find out the gunner triggers have, like, these different modes, like Viper, Meteor, and stuff like that, and each of them have their own, like, strengths. For instance, one's like a giant-ass cannonball, one's a freaking, like, little dual shots and all that, like, little Viper shots. It looks really badass. Overall, I like the way the triggers were displayed in this episode. It didn't feel like it was clunky or forced. It felt like the exposition came out naturally, and I guess that has to do with, Toei Animation when it comes to their pacing. I mean, we can condemn them for animation or barely any progression all we want, but we cannot deny Toei Animation at the very least knows how to deliver exposition and progression when it wants to. And so, episode, when I got to see that, I was like, ooh, this is pretty badass. And it's getting me more and more invested in World Trigger. As I've said multiple times before, I am really loving this series. I never would have thought I would have loved World Trigger this much, and with the episodes progressing like they are, I truly am getting attached to this series, and one day I am going to break down and read the manga, because I do like the anime. Even though I complain about it sometimes, I really do like this anime. And so, seeing this episode, once again, it reconfirms the love I'm starting to grow for this series, and I cannot wait to see the next week's episode. Now, for the most part, like I said, for last week, pretty much, Jin, he's going to wreck them because he's already proven his point. He's destroying the other side. So, Jin's most likely going to win this. Or maybe both sides might wipe themselves out. That's a possibility. Overall, episode is good. I mean, nothing spectacular. It was exposition. It was like info dump episode. That's what it was. I mean, it wasn't a large info dump, but the episode was just there for information about triggers, like gunner triggers. That's what you can really get at the end of the day with this episode. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live, and I'll try my hardest next week to get this out even earlier. Sorry about this being late. I really am. I gotta get to replying to all of your guys' comments now that you've all left today, because I'm kind of running behind. So you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.